Hello and welcome to From the Boundary. I am Tom and I'm once again joined by my co-host Sam.
Before we start this episode, though, we need to talk about Quick Fix Bat Services. Got it right that time. Nailed it. Henry, who's been on the podcast, probably OG sponsor now. He has now offered. It's not now. He did it before Christmas. But all listeners to the From the Boundary show.
Get to the point, Sam. The point.
I think him sponsoring a podcast to two people who got ADHD is probably not the best idea. But never mind. Back on point. Henry gives all of the listeners to From the Boundary 5% off all his services. And all you have to do is message him, ask him for a service on Instagram, say you've come from us, use the code word boundary5 for 5% off. That is Quick Fix _ Bat Services. Quick Fix _ Bat Services on Instagram. Message Henry, go back, watch the episode that he's on, come back, watch this episode. Everyone's caught up. You know who Henry is. You know who we are.
We know who Henry is.
We know, well, and the listeners, because if they've not listened to everyone knows who Henry is. And then
they get to know who we are.
And then you get to know who we are, because that was a few episodes, and you'll have some episodes to catch up. And then, come back, listen to this episode, and then, we're done. I feel like that was
don't think we ever got to the point.
No, the point is that Henry, if you message Henry at Quick Fix Bat Services, he'll give you 5% off. All you've got to do is say boundary 5, and it's 5% off all services. Perfect in time for the new season.
Amen to that.
Hello and welcome to From the Boundary, recorded in a loft in Kent. Let's see what these two idiots have to say this week. Before they start, though, I must ask you to follow, like and repost all their amazing social medias. Search From the Boundary on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and TikTok for updates and clips.
Hello and welcome back. Before we start this week's podcast, we need to discuss our Patreon. Sam, what is our Patreon?
Our Patreon, Tom, is patreon.com/From the Boundary Podcast. And on Patreon, it means that you can support us.
We sound professionals because we messed it up the first time. And how much does our Patreon cost, Sam?
Our Patreon is £5 a month. And for that even, oh fuck it, I'm not restarting. For that, you get these episodes that you're listening to now early. So rather than getting them on a Monday like everyone else, you can get them on a Saturday. You also get a discount on merch, which we haven't started yet. But when it starts, you'll get a discount on merch. There's also going to be extra episodes. We're going to probably aim to do one a month, potentially, probably. And we give you priority when it comes to contacting the podcast.
Excellent. Thanks, Sam.
Any other questions about it?
Not for now.
So, to reiterate, patreon.com/From the Boundary Podcast for just £5 a month, which is less than a pint in most places, isn't it? Basically,
it is, yeah.
Basically, buy me and Tom a pint a month, and then we'll be very happy with you.
Doesn't happen anyway.
But winning 500 grand probably takes the sting out of.
It does a bit, doesn't it?
There's a lot of kebabs you can get for that.
That is true.
I mean, you could buy, if a doctor's telling you to.
I mean, he could buy a nutritionist and actually have a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah, but where's the fun in that?
Buy a nutritionist. I mean, hire one. You don't buy a person.
That could be problematic. I wish to buy you. Would you like to hire me? No. Bye.
How are you?
Yeah. Feels weird. It's been 3...
When was it? It was
3 weeks.
Yeah, it was a bit before Christmas, wasn't it?
Yeah, so we recorded the week before Christmas. We did the Christmas special.
Yeah.
Oh! I've left my quiz book downstairs.
What's in the quiz book? We did the quiz last time, though.
No, I got a quiz book for Christmas.
Right.
Cricket quiz.
Oh, I see.
I
see what you mean. Yeah, I remember what you said now about the quiz book. I thought you meant you'd like done another quiz.
No,
you left the quiz downstairs, like the notes from it. I was like, well, we've done that.
Yeah, we're gonna have a break after a minute so I can go down again. No, we'll do that next week. I've got a quiz book.
Yeah,
for Christmas.
It's teaching you things about cricket, which is good, but also slightly worrying.
Yeah, yeah. The first question, the first page, because each page is like a different topic. And weirdly, have you ever read a book before?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Comic books Well, it might be the same for comics.
Autobiographies.
But you know
where I was going, but
you know when you put a book down
yeah,
and you put it on its spine,
yeah,
and it always falls to a random page, doesn't
yeah.
it? Every single time I've done that and it's fallen on the floor or something like that, it's landed on the Glamorgan page. It's like it's trying to tell me that I need to learn something about Glamorgan. But the first page in it is about the 2019 World Cup. And I don't remember a lot about the 2019 World Cup.
Was that the
one that we won?
Yeah,
Super over. I don't remember a lot about it though.
No, I remember because I was still living in Carlisle at that point. So I remember we beat South Africa really comfortably because Ben Stokes took an absolute worldie because we were at Carlisle Racecourse doing some. We decided to try.
Is that the one he takes?
Yeah, but basically.
And then have you read his book about that?
He messed up. Yeah.
No, he says it's a complete fluke.
Yeah.
He misjudged. He came in thinking it was going short, didn't he?
Yeah.
And then realised it was going over his head and didn't want to make it look like an idiot.
So I remember that because we were at Carlisle Racecourse that day, and then I think basically we finished and the game had been going on during the day, and I remember watching the highlights. I was like, "Oh, that's quite good." But obviously, it's quite.
It was alright, wasn't it?
It's quite weird because everyone at the time was like, well, "That's unbelievable," but like no one talks about that now because he just went and gazumped himself about 2 weeks later with the final.
Well, yeah, but do you not think that was the summer of Stokes? Because that was also the same summer as Headingley.
Oh, was it? Yeah.
That was only a month or so later, wasn't it? They had World Cup, then the Ashes.
Yeah, I mean he's not been bad in general, but yeah, that was probably his peak.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, if you can hear background noise, it's because the boiler's on because it's -2 out there at the moment, is it? And we're not sitting in a cold loft, even though we've both got jumpers on. I'm not sitting in a cold loft. I just refuse to do it. I love this podcast. Don't love it that much. I'm going to freeze my arse off for an hour and a half.
You're wearing shorts, though. We'll point that out.
It's because I've had work trousers on all day. And
Yeah,
I have to wear those stupid reflective trousers now.
Oh, right.
So, literally, from getting in the van this morning to getting out the van, it's like I've had... do you remember like the boxers that wear the sauna suits?
Yeah.
It's like having a pair of them on. Mm. So, I could be slim by summer. Worryingly slim when it gets hot. But yeah, 3 weeks off. No episode last week that someone was very nice to point out to us. If you are that person that's hidden behind a fake name.
Although I didn't know that bit.
Yeah, it's been. I probably should have said. Behind a fake name of SB, whatever it was. Yes, we didn't do an episode last week because both of us were fucked over the Christmas period. I was ill for some of it and knackered from constantly driving back and forth. You were having fights with solicitors, estate agents, locksmiths, everyone. And when it came down to it last week, both of us just went, I think we just need to take a week off and reset, don't we?
Did we try to... Yeah, I think we tried to do it.
We tried to do it.
And then realised we couldn't.
We couldn't do it.
But basically, we could do both. I could do one day and you could
do the other, and we couldn't do on the same day. Yes, we missed it. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say we've missed loads. Oh, we've been going... This must be
fairly consistent.
6 months?
There's been like the odd week where... But no, we obviously
I reckon we've probably only missed 3, because even when I've been working or you was on holiday, we double recorded.
Yeah, that's true.
So if we've missed 3, maybe 4, let's be harsh on ourselves and say we've missed 4. This isn't our full-time job. Uh-huh. We both have full-time jobs. We do this as a sense of therapy, really, isn't it? This is therapy for us. What would be nice, though, for you to be able to have that comment would be if you was maybe a Patreon. Just saying. If you was a Patreon and was paying, then fair enough, you can argue that we should be doing episodes. But we have one Patreon, and it's my partner. So if she says anything, I'll be like, I was with you. Would you rather I wasn't putting the wardrobe up for you, for fuck's sake? So we take your comment on board, but we are dismissive of it.
Fair enough.
Until we have enough patrons that this can become a full-time job, then we'll be recording every day doing stupid shit. And then you'll be like, another episode, you're sending out too many. I don't know who I was impersonating, by the way. I'd just like to point that out. That wasn't wasn't necessarily a dig at the person that commented. I'm just saying.
Do you want to do some positives?
What, in life? Or
Yeah.
we just go, okay,
Well, how's the start to the year gone?
cold.
Yeah, but it's been
nice. It's new job,
yeah.
new van. Really nice new van. Yeah, it's been weird, and because I still had the week. I mean, I was going to say unemployed. I wasn't really unemployed. I fucking couldn't work for nearly 6 weeks. I was climbing the walls after a week.
Yeah, I remember this like during COVID times, and I was furloughed for the best part of probably like 6 months in the end. And you're like, for about 2 weeks, you're like, this is really fun. I'm getting paid 70% of my wages, and I don't actually have to do anything. After 2 weeks, you're like,
this house cannot be any cleaner.
That's how I got in the habit of like I make notes on my phone of things to do in the day to sort of not forget to do things. But it actually started then because basically I was like, I'm going to think of some sort of list of something to do, like 2 or 3 things in a day, and then at least I'm not just sat at home doing absolutely nothing all day, every day.
I don't know whether this is the ADHD in me.
Oh, that's probably a bit ADHD.
Yeah, no, see, that seems like it's weird because I've had this conversation yesterday at therapy that where I've got ADHD and autism, I can be hyper focused on something, but the laziest bastard in the world getting to it. So do you remember when I was doing my bathroom?
Yeah.
And I was retiling my bathroom. I smashed that out in a day, retiling my bathroom. I'd put it off for about 4 days before I actually did it. It was like, and I literally woke up that morning and went, right, doing it today. It's got to be done. That was weird. How was your Christmas?
Yeah, not too bad. It's pretty good, pretty busy. But...
Yeah, because you have news.
Yeah, I've actually moved into a flat. After 6 months, quite 6 months.
I was going to say that must have been around about the time that we started this podcast.
It was late July. I had the offer accepted.
So when did we start this podcast? This must be episode 34, 35?
Yeah.
Be good if I maybe titled this on the screen so that we could see before I have to guess and go, oh, it's only episode 30.
But yeah, no, it's been good. Talking of doing stuff in a day, we literally got the keys on the Friday. My mum temporarily had the thought, she was like, you're going to go and move in there tonight. And my brother had not even come home from work yet. And we was like,
no, we're not.
That's quite ambitious. But anyway, we started moving stuff in Saturday about midday. And then...
Can I just say, I want you to finish the story, but I feel like there's a bit of the story that you're missing, which was I text you about, is it 11:30 Saturday morning saying, how's moving going? And what text back did you give me? I'm packed. My brother's just getting in the shower.
Yeah, no, he's
had no urgency, did he?
Yeah, he's very much like that. We had another incident as well over Christmas where we basically went out for a walk and we just like came out of the shower. We said the time about 1 or whatever. Came out of the shower, and then it got to 1. It got to 10 past 1, and just people just taking it in turns going up the stairs, going, "Come on!" And we must have got. It wasn't that bad. It was probably about 20 past, but it's just kind of like. You can't rush him.
Can I just say, it's exactly the same as what happens with the kids. One of them's walked off. Come on. I'll have another go in a minute.
But yeah, no, so we started moving in midday-ish on Saturday. My dad, on a Friday night, managed to hire a van, which he was very excited about. We hired that from... Actually, nearly ended up coming this way. We went through Sittingbourne, and you sort of went to the back end of Sittingbourne past... where the McDonald's is, and where the Morrison's is, in Sittingbourne. Like
yeah, I know. I'm doing Enterprise.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So we went.
Not the van hire choice of this household. The van choice of this household is in Raynham because they don't do a deposit.
Oh right. That would have been good to know. Mind you, it's over to go. So.
And it's not though, is it? It's 5 miles up the road. It's not like.
Anyway, so
carry on.
He was very excited about having the van.
What van was it?
I don't know, just a big white one. I don't know.
Well, no, like are we talking like big, or
a
drop lift or
just an ordinary van?
There's conversations I have with you where I think there's some conversations me and you have, and I think you're so manly, and then I have other conversations with you, and you go, "Mate, you've ruined it."
I don't know, just a white van, just like a big white van. I don't know.
Big as in like bigger than the one I used to have.
Probably a little bit bigger, but not about that sort of size.
Tall.
Yeah, more tall.
Oh my god,
more tall than.
I can see why your dad drove and not you.
But by 6:30, we were in our what is now our local. By 7, there's a fish and chip shop opposite.
Is this on the Friday or the Saturday?
On the Saturday? We were there.
You moved.
Moved.
You have not unpacked.
Yeah, moved.
I refuse to believe because it.
Well, 80% of the stuff. So.
We'll bet 80% of your stuff or 80% of the stuff in general in the flat.
8% of the stuff in general in the flat.
How the hell did you get Sam to do that?
Well, it was just fairly straightforward because we had.
Your mum and dad were there, weren't they?
Yeah, so we had. Mum was driving the Touareg, I was driving my car, and then the van. So it only took like 2. In fact, even the second run was a bit like. I don't really think we needed all 3 cars. We could have just like taken 2 of the 3.
I'm pretty sure when I moved in here, I did it in one hit.
Yeah.
I did it because I had my van at the time, my mum's car, and my partner at the time's car. Have I told you the story about when I moved in here?
I don't think so.
I moved in. I got same as you. Got keys on the Friday. On the Saturday, I was going to Spain.
Oh.
I was like, we need to do this now.
Oh, God.
I'm not unpacking. And literally on the Friday night, I'm like building a bed, going, because I don't want to fucking do it when I get back.
No.
Like getting the stuff in that could just be like, it's in.
Yeah.
I've not got to worry about that.
Yeah. So a lot of it's there and it's like perfectly livable. I am sleeping on a mattress.
But no bed.
No bed.
Have you ordered said bed or?
Yeah, that's ordered, so we can sort that out at the weekend.
What, you put pick it up?
Yeah, and make it. I
was going to say you're supposed to make your bed every morning, but then I've just thought about, I don't think my bed's made. And I wasn't even in my bed last night.
I have a bath with a shower head, so effectively because I'm not 5 anymore, I don't want to have a bath, but to have a shower.
Whoa, hang the
Do you
fuck
have
up.
a bath?
Yeah, I love a bath.
Okay. Really?
Don't say it like that because it makes it sound like a smell.
no. But I just can't. I just feel like it's just such a childy thing to do. I suppose.
Stop taking your ducks in there with you then, and it won't feel like a. No, I love a bath.
Oh, okay.
Like a Sunday afternoon bath, somewhere between, and it's always best if either it has to be in this order. Do something in the morning.
Yeah.
Either Man United or the early game. Sunday bath. Formula 1.
Yeah.
Dinner.
Oh.
Or the other way round for those two. If the Formula 1's in the morning, you have your bath, and then you're ready for the football.
Yeah.
Okay. Mate, it will blow your mind. Although there is always after about half an hour, it's always quite. I like having a bath. This is, how I just said it sounds manly. This not it. Get all the bubbles, and you lay there and you go, oh, this is really nice. After about half an hour, the bubbles are fucked off, and you're laid in lukewarm water going.
And your own dirt.
Yeah, I'm basically laying in my own dirt.
So that was kind of in my head a little bit, but effectively, because it's a bath with a shower head,
you're just sitting there.
I'd sit in the bath and then sort of aim the shower head up myself, or sort of, either on my head, but there's no. It doesn't
hang on.
Doesn't even have a screen protector, so it probably makes more sense to kind of do it upwards rather than down because there's no protector to stop it sort of all going.
Do you need a shower curtain?
Yeah.
Well, at least now I have to get you as a housewarming present. Here's a curtain rail and a curtain. Could knock yourself out, kid.
So there's that.
Hang on. Why? Hey, what? Wait, you're just back in a second. Have you not got like that you can put the shower head in?
Yeah, but it's not like it's not here. It's like there. It's at an angle for some reason.
Doing that doesn't help me. I've not seen your flat yet. Are we talking like so? If you're looking,
imagine you got the sink. The sink's here.
You got a sink in your bath.
No, but imagine you did have.
This is you doing your drawings out again, isn't it?
But imagine you had a sink and that's where the sink is. The tap is.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. The tap, not the sink. So it's not there. The shower head's not there, so you can sort of put it on top of you. It's kind of at an angle anyway. So to sort of, you have to bring it round to.
Have you just got like mains water taps? You've not got like an electric shower.
Yeah, it's mains water taps. Yeah.
You are where you can go and buy ones.
Yeah.
And then you just get a tube or pipe some tube that comes out, and you can put like that's what mine are with the shower head above.
Anyway, we haven't done that yet, so that's basically basically what I'm doing at the minute.
Isn't it helpful that you live so close to a screw fix?
So there's that. Yeah, and there's a sofa in there, but we're going to replace that sofa. And nowhere other, but we don't have anywhere to eat basically. So it's just kind of eating.
What do you mean you don't?
We're just kind of eating off the little table, kind of like, well, not even this size, but just like a little table in the living room.
I can't imagine you and your brother sat face to face while eating dinner.
We don't. Weirdly, we sort of don't. I kind of
take it in turns.
I kind of sit here and he sits there. So he sits there facing the telly.
So you're sat next to each other, basically.
Pretty much. But we sit there and there and kind of just we're kind of watching the TV, but just from different angles. But basically, it's not really. There's still plenty of stuff to do to it, but we're in and we can actually live in it. Haven't had to turn the heating on.
Why? Because you're not on the bottom, so the people
Yeah,
underneath
precisely.
the people underneath have got their heating on it. You've basically got heated flooring.
Effectively, we are the second floor of 3, and we are sort of at the back of it, and then there's one to the left and the right of us. So we have people presumably with their heating on either side of us, above us, and below us. So we haven't turned the heating on yet, and if we're not turning it on at the minute in early January, I don't think we're going to be turning it on that often.
I reckon if you can get to the end of the month without having to turn it on, you've nailed it. Because you normally this is the coldest bit. It's like the next couple of weeks will be the coldest bit. If you can do that, then you've nailed it.
Yeah.
Me, on the other hand, have had the heating on nearly every day.
Yeah.
Because it's been freezing. Do you remember? Probably not, because you don't pay any attention to this podcast. But we had a section, I think it only probably lasted about 2 weeks, of stupid shit that my girlfriend says.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you do remember?
I do remember.
I have an absolute zinger for you.
Go on.
So we was laying in bed yesterday, and it was like, how was your day? Oh, yeah, one of my friends has applied for the job to be my boss.
Oh.
And I went, oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah. That'd be good. She went, yeah, but she's a bit nervous because she doesn't think she's going to pass the altitude test. And I went, oh, thinking...
Altitude test?
Yeah. We'll get to it. She went, yeah, she doesn't think she's going to pass the altitude test. And I went, oh, altitude. Okay. Right. Hang on.
I don't think I actually know what she does yet.
Oh, I get there. Because in my head, I'm going... fucking altitude test. Can you just... What's she worried about? She's worried she's not going to pass the altitude test. What do you mean, altitude test? Oh, it's like a test that you have to do to prove that you're good at the job, or you know how to do the job. And I went, do you mean aptitude test? We then sat in bed, and this is, you know when you have those moments where you think, yeah, I think I might have found the one. This was the moment we sat there, and rather than her going, "Oh, you're just stupid," we literally sat there for 10 minutes, just going, "Well, I hope they let her down gently. I hope she doesn't fly too high with this job." And just spent 10 minutes absolutely ripping the piss out of the fact that she thought it was an outage. I don't know whether she genuinely does it or did not realise that she doubled down twice and said altitude. But yeah. Altitude test.
See, I would argue until I'm blue in the face that I'm right. So she's a better person than I am, because I'd argue. I'd just blindly argue for about 10 minutes, and then I'd have a moment of reflection and go, no, I probably was wrong, or no, I still think I'm right. And then
see, I don't know if you saw this thing on Facebook. I saw it. I think it was at the beginning of the week. And it just said, you don't need to keep arguing with me. I realised I was wrong 10 minutes ago. That's me. I am dying on this hill. I know I'm wrong. I'm still dying on this hill.
That's kind of what I'm like. And then I'm like, after about 10 minutes, I'm like, I can either, if I still think I'm right, I'll probably keep going I'll just keep going. But if I kind of think I'm wrong, I'll just be like, yeah, I'm going to forget about this now and just hope it never comes up again.
Let's hope it's never brought up again.
And
then we was having a discussion last night. Yep. So I've got a wedding I'm going to in June.
Okay.
And it was one of these. It was just like, you know, when you just have a chat and you're just like, what's certain things you'd want and certain things? We were discussing like table numbers. Like, do you just want to call them? You're on table 1, table 2, table 3, and then I thought, if you've got someone you're on table 24, that you're probably going to look and go, well, unless it's an individual table each, and that's going to look like a fucking exam room. I was not high on the guest list on this. It's a bit like being your shirt number 15.
Yeah.
You're not getting on the pitch, are you? We was like, well, we should just like do food. We both like food.
Oh, yeah.
It then did sort of fall apart when she went, well, what would you call it? And I was like, Chicago Town? You're on the Chicago Town table, and over here is the Sunday roast.
My cousin's wedding that I went to last year, and I'm going to a wedding in April, so it'll be interesting because I haven't actually brought that up with my mate, so that's probably worth bringing up with him. But my cousin's wedding.
What, you've not brought up that you're going?
No, I haven't brought up. I haven't thought about that because it's basically like we all did the same course, so I would presume we're all going to be on the same table. But are we like? It's not really nice that he's invited us because we talk a lot. Like we still message each other every day, but a lot of us haven't seen each other for probably 6 or 7 years.
You know you're going to be by the toilets.
Yeah. But then one of us
you are by the toilets.
One of us is best man though, so he's got 2 best men. One's his brother and one's best man. He's got 2 best men.
That doesn't mean that you have.
But then he's part of our group.
Doesn't mean that you can separate.
No, we can't separate us.
You can.
Maybe
you
they
fucking
have.
can.
But, see, this needs addressing. But anyway,
I'm trying to think how to say this without. You know, one of my New Year's resolutions for this year.
Yeah.
I drunkenly told you at the Christmas do.
Yeah.
Which is really, I can just say it's a really fun game to play at the moment.
Oh, okay.
Is I can just keep going to her. I have a plan, and she gets well annoyed because you know the plan. My mum knows the plan, and her mum and dad know the plan. And no one else knows it, and she's like, "You just tell me a little bit of it." I went, no. If when that plan comes to fruition, fruition. Thank you. If anyone comes back to me and goes, "I'm not keen on this," I'll be going, "Do you know what? You've just saved me 75 quid on dinner because you're not fucking coming now." It's my day. Well, no, it's our day. Piss off.
And clip that.
Oh, don't.
But yeah,
that's going to get played behind me on a screen, isn't it? Oh, fuck.
But my cousin's wedding last year, what I was going to say was they didn't do table numbers. They are now on their honeymoon. They've only just gone. They didn't go straight away.
I was just going to say, what a fucking honeymoon that is. I was going to say, they're not one of these people that went, right, we don't want presents. We just like a donation towards the honeymoon. And it just got too much. And they went, fuck it, we're going to Hawaii for 9 months.
No, so they've only just gone. They went at the weekend. But they're going kind of travelling. So they're sort of going from, I think they're starting in Singapore, but then going across to Australia and then New Zealand. And it was basically just places. So it wasn't table numbers. It was just places they're going to stay on their honeymoon. So that made the people at the back who were West Auckland feel a little bit better about themselves.
Yeah, but on the other side of that, you can tell, oh yeah, so we was at Spam. Oh, Spam are ringing me. I'm trying to think. Pick some like outback, not outback town, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
like,
in Australia.
Somewhere in Singapore that they're going for. How was... No, Yas Marina's Abu Dhabi. I'm trying to think of what the Marina Bay. That's the Formula One in Singapore. They go, oh yeah, how was Marina Bay? I wondered because that's the name of. Oh, we were only driving through it.
Yeah,
brilliant. Really glad we got that table.
Yeah, but people won't know till it's way too late.
Well, yeah, the wedding's happened now.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Was you by the toilet for that wedding?
No, we were. So my cousin was getting married, and he had. I think it was just one best man, which was my other cousin, his older brother, and we were on the same table as.
You went about that a really strange way. Can I just say his brother?
But we were on the table with him.
Oh,
so like the mums, the parents were the head of the table with the bride and groom, and then because he's got a baby, he was with his wife and the baby, and then us.
Oh right, okay. So I was going to say, surely normally the best man sits. Next to.
They had the parents both sides, but the best man was with us, which was I like to think he was happy with it.
He walks in and really?
One of my favourite moments about the wedding was his son is like he's still not even 1 yet, and
This is the best man.
Yeah, the best man.
Right.
He's got his little ear defenders, which are really cute, and he just every chance he got when his missus went to the toilets, he was like, right to me, it's like, you're coming in the dance floor, grabbed hold of his son who's got the ear defenders on, and then it's just like the three of us are dancing on the dance floor.
I've got a feeling if that was my kid, those ear defenders would have been long gone. I can't even put a hat on him. Went around the park with him over the Christmas period and was like, need to put a hat on, it's cold. Now, he's not talking, but he understands.
Yeah.
So, literally, hat on, and he stands there and he goes, yes. Or not, obviously, he's not saying it. But he, like, accepts his fate that he's got to have the hat on. The second, and I mean, literally, the second I go, off we go and play, hat's gone. It's like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah. He's so like, as babies go, he's so unfazed by everything. Like, we take him onto the dance floor at a wedding, and I know he's got the ear defenders on, but like
Ear defenders, they're not sound counts, mute,
yeah,
noise cancelling.
Exactly. But he's just like so unfazed by absolutely everything. And all of a sudden, there was quite significant female interest, which my cousin couldn't do anything about. He's happily married with a baby. But
He's married with a baby.
well, he's married with a baby.
Having babies does taint the happiness a little bit. Just going to give you a bit of a pre-warning.
But as wingmen go, that kind of worked.
Trying to work out if that sounded problematic.
I think that's fair.
I suppose at a wedding it's fair.
I don't
In a nightclub, questionable.
I genuinely think if you took him into a nightclub, I'm not saying that I'd do it, but if you did, I don't think he would be that fast. I
don't think he'd be fast. I think the fact that you've walked in looking like a mini-me from Austin Powers, that's going to raise some questions.
Yeah. I wouldn't do it, but I genuinely don't think he's so unfazed by absolutely everything.
Aren't all children?
I don't know, but some cry a lot.
Mine doesn't give a shit about anything.
Yeah.
Thomas Tank Engine. And blueberries. It's pretty much all he gives a shit about. I'm pretty sure.
Blueberries is actually a good thing for him to be like.
Not the amount he eats, honestly. So
but it's better than him like being addicted to crisps or chocolate or something.
I wondered what you was going to say. It's better than being addicted to crystal meth. Yes, Tom, you're right. It is better than my not yet 2-year-old son being addicted to crystal meth. No, what I was going to. So I have to do I don't get on with the mother, so I have to do a text, handover text, which is like, you last napped here, you last ate this, and his last dirty nappy was this. And every single time, it'll be no dirty nappy for a few days. He comes to me, he eats 4 or 5 punnets worth of blueberries. Like, I'm pretty sure they're like the Sainsbury's in Gravesend, which is round the corner from where my mum and dad live. Every year floods. They must lose money having to replace the floor and because of the way the
I think you said about that before. Yeah,
they must lose money right up until the point that me and my son walk in and he go, right lads, he's got him this weekend. It's about 50 quid worth of blueberries, and he will sit and we tested this theory. It was a good few months ago. We was at Milan's. She had blueberries because she's not a fucking idiot. She had some blueberries in one hand and some chocolate buttons in the other. And he chose the blueberries.
Really?
I nearly disowned him at that point. I won't lie. I probably should be nicer to him. We're going to go on to what have you got any New Year's resolutions? Because I think one of mine might have to be nicer to my son when he's not in the room. Like just make myself sound like I'm a crap dad. Wait, you're wasting space. I just need to speak nicer about him rather than speak I speak nicely to him. I did call him a twat.
This is excellent stuff to edit for his 18th birthday in 16 years.
Happy birthday, Finn. Yeah, when you was 18 months, I called you a twat. Oh. Yeah, have you got any New Year's resolutions?
Not really. Moving the flat.
Done that.
Go on more dates. So far, so good. Second week and I've gone on one, so that's a good start.
So on that basis, if you're doing one a week,
Oh, I have no plans this weekend. That's probably I might have just peaked.
I peaked on the third day. No, but I was just thinking, if you do one a week, you're at 52 dates for the year.
Yeah, maybe more than one with one person, but yeah, we'll see.
I mean, if you're going at 52 dates a year and 52 different people, you're gonna run out of people.
No, not so sure. I now live literally in the middle of town. I can just kind of
Right.
I can just walk into Tesco's or somewhere.
Yeah, but there is a finite amount of people in the town that you live in.
Yeah, well,
If
yeah,
you, like,
say that, but
I'm
there's a lot
I'm not
more
saying
than...
within a year you will have run
Yeah.
out. But if you carry those numbers on for
well,
5 years,
hopefully I'm not carrying it on for like 5 years. Hopefully by the time I'm 35, I'm with someone. I'm going to put that out there. That's definitely getting clipped.
Right, what was the timestamp on that one? So we can find it later. So you're manifesting that by the time you're... Are we just saying with someone or like settle down or...
Well, settle down, ideally.
You're going to end up being an old dad, aren't you? You'll be like Michael Douglas.
Possibly.
What was he like? 70 when he had his kids, wasn't he?
Yeah, very entirely possibly. Let's not rule it out. But...
Yeah, but you're only... Oh, no, you're
I'm
older than me,
31.
aren't you?
No, I'm not. You're younger than you. I'm 31.
Oh, yeah, by a few months, isn't it? Yeah. We are two opposite ends of the scales, aren't we? Like, neither of us have got our life together, but for completely different fucking reasons.
Yeah. I've managed to get quite... Well, to be fair, that first week I managed to get quite a significant part of my life together. I then almost kind of went on the day and I was like... It sounds really bad, but it's like... I couldn't be doing this at a much worse time because my brain is like just occupied with...
I could
like,
be putting my television up.
Yeah, exactly.
Or...
My brain was occupied with... Right, I need to get the meter readings this weekend. I need to...
Have you not got a smart meter?
For the electricity, yes. The gas is... It's like a communal
I
process.
was going to say, I don't have to give smart meter because it's a smart meter. Probably will come back and bite me on the ass when the cap runs out again.
So, but yeah, pretty much, I basically went on the date, finished the date, went and picked up my keys, and we're still talking. Like, it hasn't gone disastrously or anything, but it's just kind of like, I have a lot in my head right now. And
not a lot of it is
yeah. Which she seems like, obviously I told her before and stuff, and she seems to understand, but yeah, anyway.
What women seem to do and what they do are very different things.
But anyway, that's a good start on two fronts, really. You?
I was supposed to be nicer to Finn.
How's that gone so far?
Not seen him yet. We'll see how that goes. I have my plan.
Okay.
Just to drum it in because I know that she listens. So at this point, she'll be texting me going, "Fuck's sake, you said about it again."
This is kind of like birthday presents, isn't it? When you say, "Oh, we got you a special surprise birthday present," just tell me. Tell me the present.
Really struggling. I will just say.
Have you told me the plan?
I did. I told you it drunk.
I don't think you told me the plan.
I told you the outcome of. Well,
you told me the outline of a plan.
That's more than most people know, mate. That's more than I know.
I don't think you told me like a full-on plan.
No, because we were both pissed.
Yeah, I can do that now. I can do that and walk home. That's another thing I can do.
You can do that anyway.
No, I can't.
You can.
Not with Mel.
Oh no, you couldn't. Actually, I was going to say, well, you can walk home from anywhere, but you actually couldn't because you would have been killed the second you got out of town and was down on those country lanes.
Yeah. There's two things that I'm further away from. One is the cricket club.
Yep. Yeah, because that was over the road.
Yeah.
You could walk to the cricket club if you were.
That's probably one of the only things I could potentially walk to, although that's a long walk. It's about half an hour.
Is it?
Yeah, because my house...
Oh, it's a bit like that,
it's kind of... It is that way. Like, you go left for the cricket club, you go right for my house.
Right for Mordor.
But it's not like... It's not like the cricket club. It's not like right and then, you're pretty much there. It's like, it's really windy and...
Yeah, I've done it. Yeah. Remember that road was closed to the cricket club for a fucking long time.
So, but I'm further away from that. And the local pub we go to after cricket. Other than that... Oh, well, it was my parents' house. But other than that...
The priorities, Tom.
Other than that, literally everything else, I'm closer to. I'm walking distance of.
The chip shop, the pub. The park,
yeah,
the Screwfigs,
not the pub,
Tesco's.
Not
There's
the pub
a pub on the corner.
Yeah, there is a pub on the corner, but not the pub, as in P1. The pubs. As in,
Oh,
think
yeah, I know.
within about 2 miles, there's about 12 pubs.
Yeah, but within 200 yards, there's a pub and a fish and chip shop.
And a Chinese.
And a Chinese. And a shop. And a Tesco's.
Yeah. And a co-op.
I think the Co-op was the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Down a bit further down. I can't remember what it was. And the Screw Fix is within...
And the Screw Fix.
Spitting distance. There is advantages to living in town, and then there's advantages to living in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
I think my New Year's resolution is to start appreciating where I live a bit more.
Yeah.
Which is really good considering I'm planning on putting this house on the market.
I'm
really going to appreciate this for the next 4 or 5 months I live in it.
Yeah. I was going to say something, it's gone out of my head now.
You're aware that we've been recording for 40 minutes, and so far we haven't mentioned playing. My New Year's resolution, be better at cricket.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It is a cricketing podcast.
To be fair.
Vaguely.
Yeah, to be fair, could we get much worse? Is that a New Year's resolution, or is that just common sense?
I think your New Year's...
Gonna aim upwards from down here.
Your New Year's resolution should be to hold more catches.
Yeah.
And my New Year's resolution should be to not try and twat it out the ground further than the first ball.
Yeah.
I've got a feeling you've got more chance of keeping hold of yours.
Yeah, good pun.
Wasn't intended, but
I didn't think it was intended, but I thought
you've got more chance of being able to hold more catches than me not go out there for the 3 balls that I face and go, well, I'm fucking teeing off.
Yeah.
And nets start again soon. That's going to be fun because that's just going to be me in the nets going, I'm going to bat sensibly, I'm going to bat sensibly, I'm going to bat sensibly. Which is basically what goes through my head every time I see a bowler starting their run up.
I always think, obviously I can't really tee off anyway, but I always think, free, unless it's like the very, very end of the innings, you got to give yourself 3 balls. But look,
I feel like
maybe to be fair, there are some people who are a team that don't give it more than, that never give it more than 1.
I'll be honest, the way that I don't claim to do it well. In no way do I claim to do it well. But I think I've also had conversations with you where I've said, if I try and change the way that I bat now that I'm 31, I've probably got a lot less runs than I get now.
Oh, that's okay. That's a New Year's resolution. We can both do this.
Oh no, I know where we're going with this.
No, you don't.
I bet I fucking do.
Go on then, you guess.
Are we going to have not who can get more runs, but who can set a target for how many runs?
Oh, okay, you can guess.
I told it! Yeah, I didn't see that coming, did I? Right, what's your target for this year then? What did you get last year? We did it in the quiz. Was it 51 runs?
You told me it was quite good, and then it would turn out to be absolutely abysmal.
No, it's quite good for you.
Let's aim for 100. Let's be...
Okay. How many times have you ever got past 100 in a year? Do you know?
Yes. Yeah, I must have done because I would have done when I played up in Carlisle because I had a really good 2 or 3 weeks. I got 20 something.
Sorry, I had a really good few weeks. I thought you was going to go, I got 80.
No, and then I got my high score, which was 45. So
you not got a half century?
So I must have got it. I can't remember the other games that year. I probably got 67 now I've said that, but I must have got like around 100 that year, but probably not a lot more than 100 odd.
So you're going for 100?
I think 100's a fair target to aim for. 105 catches, do we try and do? Or 3 catches?
Right, sorry. Just realised what you meant there.
Over the course of the season.
Yeah, no, also, you went 105 catches. So I was thinking, I don't think we've got that many games in the season, mate. You'd have to take every catch for every wicket.
100 runs and 5 catches.
I think that's fair enough.
Or 3 catches.
No, go 5 because don't bowl.
Let's go 5, and then after 1 week we'll go. Let's go 3 and 50.
25 and 1. Right, so you're going 100 runs in total. We need to write this down. We'll write this down after the episode. So we can, you're going we can do it like darts.
Yeah.
We do it every week. We'll do starting at 100. So you're going for 105 catches. 100 runs and 5 catches. I'm going to go for... See, it depends, doesn't it? How often am I going to bat? like last year, I spent almost the whole season batting either 10 or 11. But that was out of my own choice. Is that choice going to be taken away from me this year? In which case, I'm going to be back up at 4 or 5, aren't I?
That's true, yeah.
So, do I go?
You're probably going to only play one day a week.
One day a week again. Though on the weekends, I'm not got thin. I might try. Doubt it, but I'll try.
No, I've met your missus. You won't.
No. You've just made it sound like an arse, but I know.
No. It's just the fact that I'm not in a nasty way, but you just won't win that argument.
I'm going to go for 120 runs. This is on the basis that the decision's taken away from me and I have to bat higher up. I'm going to go for 120 runs, and I'm going to go for 10 wickets. Because I'm probably going to bowl a bit
wicket
more
contributions.
No, I'm going to go 10 wickets. Because I bowl more than you, don't I?
Yeah.
So
he bowls.
I bowl. So I'm going to go for...
I watch people bowl.
Badly. I'm going to go for 120. And what did I say? 10 wickets.
10 do you know how many you got the season? You got 50.
How many runs?
Yeah, in total.
147 in total. There was a 50... to 47 and a 32, and then the rest were...
I don't know if I played the 47 and the 32. I remember the 50 game.
Yeah, I remember the 50 games. I got fucking annoyed that I got myself out when I didn't get out. Got to one that just... Did me and you bat together in that?
Maybe. I batted for a while.
You probably did bat with me then, because I was out there for a long time.
Yeah.
The 47 the 47 was quite funny because I think by the scorecard I only had 45 and then when they do that count up at the end of the match, they went, I've got 6 runs here that are unallocated, so they went, I'll give them to Sam, and I went, don't you fucking dare, because if you give me 50 and I didn't celebrate it, I will fucking kick off. So they gave me, I think, 2 of them, and they went some to one of the kids, and then the 30 was... Ooh, where was the 30? You did play at the one at 30 at Deal. When I got out to the Wonder Catch. Wasn't even using my bat for that one. The one where the little kid took it over his shoulder. Where Alex goes 100.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I was with him from 50 to 90.
Yeah, and then I was...
Then got out, and you was out there for his first fucking 100.
Yeah.
I was like... Lovely.
Yeah, to be fair, that kind of got overshadowed by Alex's 100, but yeah, you did bat with... I do remember that now.
Batted with him. And he kept making me run 3s.
Yes, I remember
kept
that.
Making him run.
I don't think... He might have made me run 1-3, but...
I'm bigger than you. It hurts more to run 3.
And also, I thought after the 3, I thought, can I go down to him and say, like, I can't run 3s? But given that he was being out there for that long.
I had the same thing. In one of them,
yeah.
I played the shot, set off, done 2, and he went 3. And I was like, got back, and I'm literally leaning on my back like, and the bowler went, just send him back. I went, have you seen how he's batting?
Yeah.
I don't fucking think so, mate. He'll kick off.
Yeah. And I think because I was on the last over, he got his 100 in the last over.
Yeah, because it looked like it had gone, didn't it? Because it just slowed right up.
It got really confusing because I think he basically, he asked someone to tell him the score and then realised sort of, you don't really do that, do you, when you're on 90 odd. So then he was like, someone was already coming out to tell him the score, and then he was like, no, don't tell me it. And then I was there, and he was like, all right, tell him that. And I was like, oh, God, I don't really want to.
Because if you do accidentally run him out, you're going to be like, fucking kill me. Fucking kill me. We talk about proper cricket.
Yeah.
Not our...
That was, I suppose we have had a lot to catch up on, but that was 46 minutes of just general waffle. But
good for us.
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about first? Because we haven't, weirdly, no England Boxing Day test.
Yeah.
No, England cricket.
No, England cricket full stop.
But we did have India versus. We'd do India versus Australia first, because then that teams nicely into the second one.
Okay, yeah.
There you go. Admin.
Yeah.
That's one thing that hasn't changed in 2025. We're still doing admin while recording.
To be fair, I don't think we're going to make that as a New Year's resolution because we just won't stick to it.
It lasted 46 minutes. Now, India versus Australia. Australia won 3-1? No. Yeah, 3-1.
Yeah.
Because one of them was rained off.
Yeah.
So
Which was a bit of
3-1.
a surprise, to be fair, because given how they were playing going into the series.
And into the first match.
Yeah.
They lost the first match, didn't they?
Yeah. I think so.
Lost first match. Drew, won the second. Third was the
Whitewashed.
No, it wasn't a whitewash. It was a washout.
Oh, yeah, wash out.
And then won the last two. I'm out. That's all I had on it. Apart from the Indian attitude, which needs a bit of a... Which probably comes into the second bit.
Okay, so in terms of why Australia have performed better, not a lot's changed really, but we were discussing actually, I think we discussed before Christmas who was going to open for them against India, and we couldn't really figure it out, and we basically thought, well, it's going to be someone someone from the outside.
Someone we don't know.
Yeah.
Because it was going wrong. I think we did talk about McSweeney before, didn't we?
We spoke about McSweeney, but not Constas.
Yeah, because I don't think neither of us knew who he was.
No, we didn't. And
and I quite like him.
Yeah.
He's my kind of batsman.
I mean, tried to...
Reverse ramp
Bumrah
for the first ball of the day.
No, in the first over of the day, I think.
I thought it was his first.
Or maybe Bumrah's first ball.
Was
but
it
not the
Bumrah's first ball?
I don't think it's the first ball of the day.
How old is he? He's 19, isn't he?
Did
how does he get a box that fits? Because his bollocks must be massive to do. What's Bumrah bowls? 95-ish?
Yeah, he's quick, isn't he?
It was him and Mark Wood at the World Cup, wasn't it? They were exchanging to go. Right, he's coming on. What are you going to do? I know what I'll do. I'm going to angle this bat that if it goes wrong and skips off of the surface of my bat, he's angled it straight at my bollocks.
Yeah. He completely missed it, didn't he?
He did completely miss it.
He went straight through the keeper, but then he did successfully do it before lunch.
Yeah, it wasn't off Bumrah though, was it? I think it was off.
Yeah,
I thought it was off Shami. Siraj.
I don't know.
Whichever one of
we
them.
definitely did it. Yeah, and serious balls to do that. And he's obviously made I suppose sometimes you just need a bit of a change up in the side and like.
Well, it's no different to what Jacob Bethel did, was it? No one had heard of him, and then all of a sudden it was like 40. That's pretty good. 50. Fuck me, that's really good. He's really good at this, isn't he?
Interestingly, actually, I saw something from Sam Billings, who's playing in the Big Bash at the minute.
Yeah.
He played with Constas last year, and basically he played one shot. And I think it sounds like it was quite similar to the Zach Crawley stuff, like when England basically had Zach Crawley first. He played an on-drive in their first net session, and Brendan McCullum and I think Ben Stokes and Joe Root sort of looked at each other and like, it's probably going to be here for a while, sort of thing. And
oh dear.
So Sam Billings, Constas played some ridiculous shot in last year's Big Bash because he played with Billings wherever he played, and turned around to the coach. He's like, I don't think he's going to be playing for us next year, is he? He's probably going to be busy somewhere else. And he's like, yeah, we might. Kind of have to enjoy him while he's here, sort of thing.
Off topic, but on topic because it's Australian, so I'm sticking. That's my tangent. You know how last summer I had a bit of a nemesis in Surrey's social media.
Oh yeah.
Can I just say, whoever does the social media for the Big Bash, you are fucking winning at life. Because they mic up the players, don't they?
Yeah.
Have you seen the one of Glenn Maxwell when he's in the slips?
Sam, one of the things that I forgot that I haven't mentioned on the podcast.
Have you not watched any of it?
No, I don't have Wi-Fi.
Oh,
I haven't mentioned that on the podcast yet, but I had told you.
Yeah, I know, I'd forgotten. So there's a bit, he's in the slip. So his first slip, there is Darcy Short.
Right. Yeah.
is keeper, and then at gully is Ben Duckett. And they literally on the commentary go, "You're standing out a bit there," because obviously Darcy Short.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's Darcy Short.
He's
right?
quite. I think he is actually quite short.
And then Ben Duckett, and literally while they're waiting for their bowler to go back, the commentator's like, "So how?" Because obviously Duckett can keep.
Yeah.
And he was like, "So how come you went for Duckett in the slips?" And he went, "He's slightly taller." And you can hear Ben Duckett go, "Slightly?" And then the commentary's like, "I get him to stand back to back." And look, like, this is the middle of the big bash. Quite an important game. And he went, "Quick, while they're walking back, you two, stand back to back." And they do, they stand back. Like, yeah, Duckett's taller.
Yeah. And then Constance as well. So he's obviously come in and made a big impact.
By nearly flooring Coley.
But did you see he met? I can't remember who he met. I think it was like an Australian High Commissioner or something. And basically, they were told before, like, this is a big deal. This guy, you have to be suited and booted. Like, you have to shirt, tie, full works, and everyone turned up and was introduced over this. I think it was a high commissioner of some sort in Australia. And Constance rocked up, and he was wearing. I think he was wearing like smart stuff otherwise, but then was wearing trainers like sort of Adidas. I think sort of
There's nothing wrong with wearing trainers.
brand new trainers. And Steve Smith turned around to him. Steve Smith, the ex-captain and like one of Australia's best ever batsmen, turned around to him and went, "What do you call this?" And he went, "It's called fashion, mate." And I'm like, "Jeez."
Well, he's clearly. Is this a case of England, Australia just being a few years behind England? Because England have been snappy.
Yeah, but to be fair, they might be following the England approach. Yeah,
They've been snappy, haven't they? They're not. But not so much of a shying away and oh no, it's cricket. It's got to be played like this.
Yeah,
We've seen
pretty much all
of them have had a.
Maybe not Joe Root.
No, Joe Root did with. Was it with Coley? Did the bat drop, didn't he?
Oh yeah.
I think Bairstow with Rishabh Pant. I'm noticing a pattern that it's always with the Indian players.
Yeah, that's true.
He had it with Rishabh Pant, didn't he? Told him.
Oh, and Bairstow had it obviously in Australia. Ashes.
Yeah, with over here with the Ashes, but Cottrell and Butler.
Yeah.
Sheldon Cottrell gave. Oh, who did he give the send off to?
Butler, wasn't it?
No. So Sheldon.
Oh, then Butler did that. Afterwards.
He did that, and then Butler hit him for 6 2 balls later, and just went.
No, it was Butler with the game before.
I don't think it was. I thought
think
it was in the
Butler.
same game.
No, I think it's Butler the game before.
Was it? Yeah. So they all seem to be. Everyone seems to be having this new approach to cricket, and the fact that he did nearly put Virat Kohli on his arse because Virat Kohli guns for him, doesn't he? All this. Oh, no, I didn't. I was just walking. You fucking gunned for him, and he went backwards quicker than. Like obviously, when you get a little bit of. Oh, fuck. But he went back a lot fucking quicker than Constance did.
Yeah.
I was like, fair play. Not going to be fucked about, is he?
No. I mean, Kohli's a great player, but also,
what a tit.
Yeah. There is that as well. He was the one that I think he initiated the chat for the other Constance one, which didn't go quite to plan. Maybe it's good that he does it. It's good that he can give it back.
Is this the one that he...
Yeah, you've summed this up really perfectly in a message.
Did I?
Yeah, go on. It's the right one. I think you're thinking of it.
No, it's gone. As I went, is this the...
So I think Kohli initially started giving some jip to Khawaja, maybe? And Khawaja was batting. And then all of a sudden, I think Boomer got involved and Boomer was bowling.
This was when they were walking away, wasn't it? Yeah, it was, yeah. Yeah. It's gone, yeah. It was initialized. It wasn't initialized. Initiated. I think it was Pant.
Oh, okay.
Behind the stumps. Because he obviously had the same view as Khawaja. But Khawaja kept stepping away, didn't he? Saying that people were moving behind and he wasn't ready. And I think Rishabh Pant was the one that started that. But Bumrah, I do think there might need to be a bit of a rule change. Like, there's got to be a point where if a bowler is at that point of their run-up, you fucking get ready.
Yeah.
Like, if he has... if the umpire has deemed that
Yeah.
you've put the bat down, you've started it, unless someone does walk right at last minute. But even if it's last minute, I don't focus on what's behind. That last minute, I'm looking at the hand as to how is the ball coming out.
Yeah.
What's their hand looking
I've
like.
never really. I don't know. I think sometimes afterwards when I sort of think about the sight screen, but when I'm batting, I never really think about a sight screen.
At the start of their run up, understandable.
Yeah.
Because you're looking for a judgment as to how
Yeah.
far away they are. And if someone walks behind it and it just knocks you, your timing might be out.
Yeah.
But that last 2-3 steps, no, you're on your own. Khawaja kept backing off, didn't he?
Yeah.
So and obviously Bumrah was getting quite away for his run out, and he's got a fucking long run up.
Yeah.
Was getting more and more knackered without actually bowling the
Yeah.
ball. And when, God, mate, this is getting a little bit silly now.
Yeah.
Stop it. Constance then decided to walk down to Khawaja and just be like, "You're just going to have a chat.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Like, we just kill a
Which
bit
is
more time."
that bit's fine. That's a bit to
Well,
sort
no,
of kill
I
a
don't
bit.
think that should be done in the middle of an over anyway.
But there was a natural break in play anyway. Because,
Yeah, because Bumrah's had to fucking walk back.
yeah, so I
it's
think
3
that's
kilometres.
fine.
But no, I don't agree with you on that
Okay.
one. But he walks back.
The next bit.
And what happened the very next ball?
Well, you missed out the bit that when Constance went back, like you just saw the camera pan round, and you're like,
He was giving a bit to Bumrah, wasn't
Bumrah's not actually started his run up, and it's like, oh, Constance was giving him some,
Yeah.
and then literally as soon as he finished doing that, he's bowling, and he could have done the Jimmy Anderson.
Yeah,
he could have done
why
that.
are you chirping now, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah, it was a little bit silly.
So yeah, it's good to do it. Maybe pick your battles and don't. And
Bumrah's not the one, is he?
no, as you sort of really adequately said in the message, he's the best bowler in the world. The thing that you probably don't want to do is piss him off.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Not the one for me.
No.
Good bowler. Good batsman. Australia with the 3-1 win, they do go on to the Nations League.
They tend to do quite well in the Nations.
That's what we called it, didn't we?
World
Nations
Test
League.
Championship.
There
They
you go.
always tend to do quite well in that.
Interestingly, against South Africa.
Is that the final?
South
It's back in England again, or is it somewhere
Lords.
else? Oh, okay.
It's at Lords. I think it's always going to be at Lords.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's at Lords. I think that's them not putting a lot of faith that we're ever going to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's at Lords. South Africa, who have been playing Pakistan in South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And what the fuck's going on with Pakistan? Because Pakistan, in the last test,
Mm.
which I think is the second test, I think there's one more to come. No, it's 2. There was only 2 tests. So
Right.
It was 5-3. It was a really weird number. It was like 5 one-dayers, like 5 T20s, 3 one-dayers, 2 tests.
Oh, that's like the opposite way to how they normally do it.
Yeah. And Babar Azam had to open with Sham Masood. And I sat down to watch the beginning of day 2.
Mm.
And it was Sham Masood and Babar Azam out there. And they were 41 for naught. And the bottom left said 396 behind.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, they must have bowled South Africa out pretty. They've probably had a few overs, but Pakistan, they were attacking against us, weren't they? I reckon they probably had 10 overs. No. South Africa had batted for a day. They'd put Pakistan in. They got all out for 156 at the end of the day, and they were being made to follow on.
God. Yeah, not ideal.
But to be fair, they did get to 200 and... I want to say it was 213 before Babar Azam got out. 100 and... I think Sham Masood got 102.
Mm.
And Babar got 80 odd. And there was about 60 no balls. And do you know what was hilarious? I don't know whether the camera people do this on purpose. There probably is an aim of it, and there is probably an aim of you're just unlucky.
Mm.
But they kept going to this in the South African bit. They're a bit like this, like freeze chairs, and the camera kept zooming in on one of them, and they'd be like, "Yep, that's I can't remember his name. That's the South African bowling coach for this tour. Oh, no. Hang on. No, Marco Janssen's bowled a no ball. And you just see him go. Like, obviously, the screen's up there, and he's like. And he'd be like, screen, camera's like. Do you know what it's like? You know, in the Formula One?
Yeah.
They go in the garage, but because there's a delay, so you'll see the driver like, yes. And then all of a sudden, their face turns up.
That's like the bowling coach is probably looking and seeing another no ball and thinking, like, I wonder what franchises are available for me to get a job at.
But it was weird because they were watching. They've. Oh, it's shocking. I think Marco Janssen had something like 11 no balls.
That's a lot.
Rabada,
Especially in a test.
Rabada had. Did he have Azam Colt? I think he had Baba Colt off a no ball. And even the new young one, what's his name? Mapueku or something, the 18-year-old. I think he had about 4 or 5.
Well, I would imagine it's fairly contagious if you're walking into a team where everyone bowls a lot of no ball.
But they were showing the warm-up and going, oh, this is how they warm up. And what they were saying is, when you warm up, normally you set your mark a stride before the line. So that when you're actually running in at full pelt, you've got that little bit of judgment. They were bowling right up to the line and going like, I'm beginning to see where the issue might lie here. So yeah, no, it was South Africa, Australia. Depends what South Africa team turn up. Depends who they got fit. Weirdly, Rickelson, I think he got 100 and something, 113 in the first innings. And then had to go off at the beginning of day 2 because he had cramp.
Oh, God.
Day 2 of a 5-day test.
Day 2 fielded. So I was still batting.
He said batted for 3/4 of a day.
Yeah.
Fielded for 1/4 of a day.
Yeah, but he didn't go off with cramp while still batting. It wasn't on 130.
Came out onto the second morning. Was only out there for half an hour and had to stop for cramp again.
Yeah.
So, depending what Australia turn up, depends what mood Mavumba's in, because he seems to either be 100, nothing.
100, or can I give you a minus score?
Yeah. And I know we've just made a joke about how we were going to have to set catching as our New Year's resolutions. It's worrying the amount of we know that Pakistan are not the strongest fielding side. It seemed to be contagious because South Africa were putting some shockers down. I think Aidan Markram dropped one. Aidan Markram dropped one and then made up for it by taking an absolute Andrew Strauss catch at mid-on. It looked like it had just gone over his head and past him, and it was all like, which was pretty impressive.
I might have seen that one.
Yeah, that was very, very good. Very, very good. But yeah, so the end of this Test Championship run seems Australia and South Africa. And it could be the end of the World Test Championship. Do you like that? That was smooth, wasn't it? Could be the end of the World Test Championships altogether. Because as of 2027, the ICC is meeting with somebody.
Because
I've forgotten
meeting with
ECB. I've forgotten his name.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The head of the ECB to discuss a
Colin Graves, is he head?
I can't remember. To discuss a test tier system, which basically is going to see England, Australia, South Africa, India, New Zealand, and we think Pakistan. I can't remember if we said we'll go into tier.
Actually, I think I found a flaw with the plan, but carry on.
I can see the flaws. I'm not the only one you're not the only one that spotted that flaw. It was part of what I was going to say. Into tier 1, and in tier 2 will be the West Indies, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Afghanistan, Ireland, Zimbabwe.
Scotland?
Nope. Not a test nation. Yeah. Right. You have just brought up my point on it. So the argument that they have is people want to see good. I think the exact wording is people will pay to see good cricket.
Yeah.
And you get the good cricket from the teams that are in tier 1 compared to the teams that are in tier 2.
Mm.
I think Sri Lanka will probably have something to say about that, having come close, coming over here and winning a test against England. Probably have something to say about that. But one, it doesn't work like that. Like, if you're watching England versus India in India, it's going to be a spinner heavy pitch. If you're watching Australia versus
it's always a different series whether you're playing home or away.
Yeah, but if you're watching England versus India, the battle is going to be Bashir and Leach versus Kuldeep Yadav and not the one that retired. Ashwin's just retired.
Jadeja. Yeah.
That's the batting doesn't matter in essence because it's going to be the 2 spinners or the 4 spinners. If you go to Australia, it's going to be Mark Wood versus Cummins, Stark, Hazelwood, Boland. Yeah, that list goes on a bit longer than ours at the moment, doesn't it? But that's it takes. It's going to. If you go to South Africa, is probably one of the only batter friendly. Like that's one where you go, well, our top 6 is better than your top 6, but all the rest of it's just going to be these individual battles. They're going to get boring really fucking quickly.
Yeah.
I would rather see England go right. We've just done India, South Africa. We've just done the cycle. Let's say. So we've just done the West Indies, Sri Lanka, India, New Zealand, and India at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
So that was a cycle. That was our summer essentially, and then into the winter. You can't tell me that if I said to you now, I'm going to give you the chance. I'm giving you a Sky Golden ticket for a whole Test match.
Yeah.
You can either watch England versus India, because they're in the same tier.
Yeah.
Or let's pick a country at random, Netherlands. You can watch a test between England versus Netherlands, but you can only watch one of them. You can either take your golden ticket and whatever time of night, whenever, if it's in the Netherlands or in here, in India or over here, you don't need to sleep, so you can sit and watch all 6-7 hours of it. Do you want to watch the one that you've just watched twice or 7 times last year? Or do you want to watch the one that's never happened before?
Yeah, good point.
I'd rather watch these, and you're taking the fucking finances away. If you're going to do this,
it's very much like tier 1 is like who the ICC basically like, and then the ones they're not saying they don't like them, but like the ones where they need to sort of fund themselves a bit better, sort of thing.
So I think the idea is there. I think the idea is flawed.
Yeah.
So, what about if rather than the tiers being these 6 teams, you open up anyone who has, I can't remember what they are, you've got elite status, which means you can play the tests. Is it member status, which means you can go for the World Cups?
Right, yeah.
And then you've got like Italy.
Yeah.
Who have got like
Grant Stewart.
Well, Italy,
but basically
they're like regional.
They're not the Italian players.
They have to qualify to then qualify for the World Cup. They need to open it up and make those 10 teams need to go in those tiers. Because imagine tier 1, the 6 we said, then you go into tier 2, West Indies, Sri Lanka. Who would be the next 2 best? You got Bangladesh, Afghanistan, Zimbabwe, Ireland. Test team.
Yeah.
Probably Bangladesh.
Yeah, Bangladesh, yes.
And probably
maybe
Ireland.
Yeah.
So then,
or Afghanistan, yeah.
Let's be patriotic, although not patriotic. We just take their players. So that's tier 1, with Ireland getting the chance to go to Australia, New Zealand.
Yeah.
All these 10. And then in tier 2, you get Afghanistan and Zimbabwe. Although I didn't think Zimbabwe were allowed to play tests at the moment.
Okay.
But you then put in Netherlands, Scotland, the UAE. What was the one? Was it Uganda? Went to the World Cup? They got pumped weekly.
No, not Namibia. Not Namibia. No.
Botswana.
Okay, yeah.
America. Canada. You want to open it up.
Yeah.
And it's like, we need to open this up to the rest of the world. We need to break America. Can we join the test team? We've decided. But then you do, because they haven't even decided if they're doing promotions and relegations.
Yeah.
Put a bit of fucking... Because imagine you're in tier 2 and let's say America have a fucking blinding.
Mm-hmm.
You're, as a Barmy Army or an English fan, you'll be looking at tier 2 and keeping an eye on tier 2 going, what new country are we going to see come over?
Yeah.
Are we going to see America? It doesn't have to be a 5-test series. They should. I do think they should still keep that staggered. Yeah. Keep the 5. Is it 5 tests? Australia, India, and New Zealand are the only ones that get 5 tests.
Yeah.
All the rest of them are 3 or single ones, aren't they? Keep that because
that makes sense. Otherwise,
the other
stupid.
The other thing is those smaller countries, they can't afford to be over here for a month.
No.
They come over for a week, they do their tests, they do their training, they fuck off back, and they earn their money doing the franchises. But you can't tell me that if, let's say the Oval, and we've seen the crowds, not so much with England recently, but I reckon had next year they went and Sri Lanka are coming back, we'd be going, I'm going to fucking see that. I saw that last year. The Oval go, we want England versus America. That would fucking sell out.
Yeah, that's
because
true.
It's something you've never seen before.
Yeah.
And also, you want to say the best cricket. Jeopardy.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you want the promotion and relegation in there, but the one thing I would say about that is just going to end up with a load of West Broms, where you're going to end up with, like, West Indies are going to drop into tier 2, and then they're going to win it, and then you're going to... And
Can I... Yes, but can I just... I love your analogy, but the cycle isn't a year. The cycle is going to be every... If they keep... I think they're talking the cycle is going to be 2 years. Look at... So West Indies go down. So West Indies is probably a bad example. Let's say India have a clusterfuck for a year.
Yeah.
They get relegated and you go, too good to go back down. Rohit Sharma's 36, 38. Virat Kohli's 35. Someone else.
I would imagine they've still got players that are coming through that can...
But... There's no guarantee that they're going to come straight back up because look at Australia, lost David Warner and went through, was it 3?
Yeah.
Tried Steve Smith.
Would assume Constance is there to stay, but yeah,
but before him, they had, is it Weatherall?
They tried Smith though, didn't they?
I think it was Weatherall, Smith. I might be wrong on Weatherall. Don't hold me to that one. But they tried Smith opening and McSweeney. And then have now settled with Constance. There's no guarantee that. You think not. When did David Warner retire? The end of the Ashes?
Yeah.
No, he had one more. He had one more series. So let's say 20. What year was it? 2023. So a year.
Or was it? Was it the start of last year? This time last year?
No, it was in. Well, yeah. Just for argument's sake, let's say it was the end of the Ashes, because I don't think he played the whole of the next series, did he? He did like a Jimmy Anderson.
He did some sort of weird farewell.
Jimmy Anderson, where he sort of went, I want to finish at my home ground. So let's say at the end of the Ashes, that was 18 months ago, and Australia have finally found an opener.
Oh, yeah.
Could be too late.
Yeah, true. I suppose, yeah. In terms of it gives a bit more urgency for a bit more sort of forward planning.
Yeah, you can't just go, we're just going to keep throwing at the wall and see who sticks, because you can't afford to wait. Maybe it's a bit harsh on the players, because let's be honest, if this was the case now, Zach Crawley probably would have been dropped a long time ago, because you'd just be going, we can't afford to wait for you to find your form again. But then, does it open the door for different players? If Zach Crawley's struggling, I'm not saying he's out the team forever.
No. I don't think that's like the whole point about him coming out the side is I don't think it's like him coming out the side and like no one's holding a gun to your head like if you take him out, that's it, him done. Like you can take him out the side for a game.
Yeah, you're not taking him around the back of. You're not like a folder at the Grand National, are we?
No.
What?
That's imagined the analogy.
It's a good analogy, though, isn't it? But the jeopardy. You want the best cricket. It's a bit like
Test-wise, other than the Ashes, like in England and probably in Australia, you don't really care about
Australia. We've got
anything
New
else.
Zealand.
But you don't really. Well, then, I don't know. I'm not Australian, so I don't know. But I don't really think that. Like, if you said to them, you can win the next 5 Ashes series, but you'll have to lose
Used to New Zealand. Yeah, they're
but
taking it.
you probably take it. So, and it just that's probably right. It doesn't need something in there to add something to. But ultimately, the teams haven't bought into it yet, really.
No, this is a discussion between the ICC and the ECB. But they've not even consulted with the other countries. But I think they should open it to
Yeah.
I think it's called the affiliate members. Open it to them and go, this is what we're doing. You're going to be in tier 2 because what's the pinnacle is still Test cricket.
Yeah.
In my eyes, what is? Let's think of a country that's got a America, perfect. They have a franchise tournament.
Yeah.
No Test team. What's the appeal of going to be a Test player?
Yeah.
Even if let's say we go 10 and then you look and you go, well, the UAE, and like you said, Nepal, Uganda, fucking Fiji, Italy, Romania, whoever these ones are. Yeah, you're not going to go and play a 5-match series against Australia.
No.
But imagine what that would do for the likes of some of those one-day teams.
And to be fair, actually, like if you look at Italy's side, I said about Grant Stewart as an example, but I can't remember who the captain is, or maybe it's the coach. But basically, he's just recruited people with basically the Italian players aren't good enough, or they're not enough
Hang on,
good
let me
enough.
just check my phone.
There's not good enough Italian
Right,
players.
not me.
There's not good enough Italian players like the former side, so they've got all these, Australians and I think there's an English person in there somewhere.
Well, it was was it Liam Plunkett went out to America? So if
if these people are like switching their alliances, obviously they're doing it because they've kind of accepted their fate that they're never going to play for their country. But
so I need to go. What you're saying is I need to go through my family tree.
But yeah, but they should.
Tom, I've got the call out. I'm going to play for Japan. My name is Samson.
But there should be something for them, like test-wise, to get excited about by doing that, as well as a World Cup.
So what we're saying to the ICC and the ECB is, good idea, flawed idea.
Needs work. But actually, to be fair to them, it's a good idea, and they're trying something different, which half the time
we've said that they need to do something different compared to the World Test Championship.
Yeah, and
we've referred to it as the Nations League of Cricket. So let's just.
And half the battle is actually getting them to like acknowledge there is an issue and that something needs to be done, and obviously they have done that. So that's good.
Hercules.
So you're going to play for Japan,
and
I'm off to.
Is there a country you could play for?
No, maybe very distantly.
No, like it doesn't matter how. If you went not all the way back, otherwise I think we're all playing for Genghis Khan. I think Mongolia have got one hell of a fucking cricket team.
I might have a shot in Wales.
But let's say you went back 10 generations.
Yeah, I think I've got a shot in Wales.
It's called Glamorgan.
Maybe that's why. Maybe you've got a shot in Wales as well. Maybe that's why the book keeps opening up. I don't think in Germany, because that's kind of my great aunt married into that side of the family, so I don't think that's enough blood for.
We're going back 10 generations. Do you think the amount of blood matters?
Okay,
this is hypothetical. So you can go and play for Germany.
Germany or Wales, then?
I think mine's. Mine. Annoyingly, if you said that I'm going to go and play for Germany, I'd be like, yeah, fair play. That could. I mean, you'd be on like the European Cricket League.
Yeah.
But I could imagine you next to like Frank Zimmer, Tom Reeve. That one stands out. Mine is a bit more unrealistic because I think the only country that I have any affiliation with is Canada, which is already an ICC team. So I don't think I'm getting the call up anytime soon.
Well, here's my number, and if you get really,
Yeah, if you'd like to email the podcast,
Yeah.
from theboundary@gmail.com.
if you get really, really desperate, then I'll happily play for Canada, because at the moment I think
Desperate, fucking desperate.
At the moment, I'm waiting until England get really, 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 really desperate.
I'm waiting for England to be like, what I need is a nuclear warhead to take out all but 11. I was going to say 11 men. I don't even think if there was 11 men.
I don't think you'd be playing cricket.
No. Right. I need a nuclear bomb to take out all but 11 people. And then I reckon I'm in the England squad. But Canada, what is it? What are they called? Canada Cricket.
I think it's Canada cricket, aren't they?
Right? Canada Cricket, if you're listening, my granddad? Great granddad. Granddad, I think, was married to a Canadian. So, hit me up. Just don't look at play cricket before you do, please.
That'd be so mortified if you did all that. I'd wonder, there must be like sporting stories of people doing that, where they've like switched alliances, and then they've been like, yeah, so I'm available to play for you. Who are you again? I'm so and so, and I spoke to your general manager, and but you play in this position. We've already got like 2 or 3 good players in that position. I'm just looking at your stats. You're not going to get anywhere near our side. I'm sorry that this person told you this. What a waste of time.
There's quite a famous one. Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Aaron Wan-Bissaka had sat down and had a conversation with Gareth Southgate about being England right back, and was like, "You're not going to be first choice because we've got Kyle Walker."
Yeah.
But we think you're going to be in and around the conversation. You're definitely going to start getting picked. And then Trent found form, Trippier found form, Livramento found form, and Aaron Wan-Bissaka went,
And he played like.
I think he's at no.
Oh.
He had. I don't think he. I think friendlies maybe, but he now has gone to the Congo and plays for DR Congo. I don't suppose you can really have a rant because we've just had 3 weeks off and it's been lovely.
Yeah, not really rants, but I can kind of muddle through.
I haven't got a rant.
So my journey here. There's 2 things from my journey here.
You've just Did you got caught by the lorry that decided to try and do a 3-point turn down the country lane yesterday?
No.
I read this on your newspaper.
I don't read the news stuff really that often.
I read it on your newspaper online.
I was going to say it's premium, and then I need to pay for the content, but actually I don't, because I've got my own login, so that's a lie. But
my name is Tom. I work for you. Please let me read it. A lorry decided to try and do a 3-point turn on the A2 and jackknife, and blocked both ways.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, between. I can't remember if it's between Tenham and Bapchild.
Right.
Or
Okay.
Tenham and Ospringe.
Yeah. That's not ideal.
I assume it's probably got. No, you don't come down the motorway here, do you?
Them too. Yeah.
Oh, you do.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was all right, but that was part of my rant. Is
the junctions are closed again.
No.
Yeah, they are. I know because it caught me out yesterday. My actual junction.
Time?
No, my actual junction off the 249 is closed.
Oh.
And I've noticed as we do this podcast, I am nearer and nearer to just giving away my fucking address. Aren't I?
Maybe that's what part of the Patreon. You'd be like, give another teaser of the address.
My postcode starts with M.
I mean, yeah, so does most of Manchester. So that's probably
exactly
safe. So 2 parts of my rant. We probably won't do it at the exact same time during the week, because I discovered, having moved into town, one slight drawback is in town there is a lot of schools, and when I left, it was school pickup time. So it took me quite a...
Can I just say, I was very worried as to when that was going to start with. There's a lot of schools. Don't stop there, Tom.
But no, so I basically got stuck in school rush hour traffic. So I'll either have to do it a little bit earlier or a little bit later, because that just didn't work. I was like, I'm just going to have to get...
Tom, no admin on pod.
You're
aware there's no clock That they're going to go.
Okay,
5
but
last week.
it's it's 5:45, so we've been doing this for an hour and 20 minutes, and nearly an hour and a half. So we started at about 4, so I was probably leaving at about 3:30. So, yeah, I won't be doing that again. And then also, this is just really dangerous. I can't believe I actually saw this. Someone driving along the motorway at a certain speed. Do you have a guess?
What lane were they in?
Left-hand lane.
So the slow lane.
Yeah, with P plates on, so not L
40 miles an hour.
Yeah, probably that. Maybe even a little bit slower.
Oi, oi.
And I was like, because I was in the right-hand lane.
And you don't drive fast.
No, but then I was like, shit, this is like, I'm going to have to put my foot on the brake here, and then kind of did. And I was like, but it's only this little area, and I was kind of thinking, wonder why this tiny little area, like, must be something's going on. And then I thought, sure enough, as soon as I had that thought, I literally went flying straight past
up the hill.
because they were pretty much, and I think there was P plates. I think they just passed, but like, just don't drive on. I'm sure I've seen something on some website somewhere that if you go around driving at 80, that's a lot safer than.
I had this. I don't know whether I think me and you've had this argument before that it's safer to drive quickly than it is to drive slowly.
Yeah, within reason. I'm not talking about like do
because
170.
Because if everyone on the motorway is doing 70 miles an hour,
yeah,
and all of a sudden they come across someone that's doing 30,
that was so. I could kind of.
And as Jeremy Clarkson says, it's not the speed that kills you. It's instantly becoming stationary. That's the problem.
Yeah. So yeah, that was just really dangerous. So that's definitely two things to
rant about,
to sort of address going forward. Yeah. That's good. I think we get
social media before we do more We actually have started this year by doing more admin on pod than we did last year put together. Do the social media.
So we didn't actually say this at the start, but we've been from the boundary. We don't think we said that at any point, but maybe that can be New Year's resolution to remember to actually say what we are at the start of the pod.
Do you know what we need to do? Just behind the camera, we need to get like a screen.
Say it, idiots.
Just bullet points. Remember to say who we are.
Yeah. So we've been from the boundary. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook.
I don't know if we're on X because I can't.
I don't think we're on X. We are from the boundary pod. Yeah.
Yeah.
Our email address is fromtheboundarypod@gmail.com.
And our Patreon is From the Boundary Podcast. I'm sure it's From the Boundary Podcast. And for that, you get these episodes early. Discount on merch, which is coming.
Well, hey.
We are, more
Mind you,
more admin. I send you designs and you go, I'm going to completely ignore the picture you've sent and reply to everything else around it.
And mind you, I think you sent me one of these, and on Thursday or Friday last week, basically I was going through my stuff, going through my clothes, like what am I taking to the flat, what's not coming, and you sent me a picture of a shirt, and I was like, I've already got that pile of shirts to go.
I've not got to buy them.
I know, but that one's coming with me. That one's going. And now I need to, does that one actually have to stay? And I was just kind of, basically, I'd literally just finished going through, like, bidding. And then you messaged. I was like, right, okay. So, basically, I meant to reply, but I was just like, I can't think.
We're in the final stages of setting up the merch.
Yeah.
We just need to, find a supplier.
Please.
But we have the designs. It's going to be mostly T-shirts, jumpers and hats. And we are going to, because it's cricket, a From the Boundary handheld. You can just...
Oh, nice.
At the back. I've sent you this pic. Why are you reacting like you've never heard this before?
I don't think I've seen that one.
I did. I sent it to you right at the beginning.
I'm not you saying you didn't send it. I'm saying that I can't remember it.
So,
or haven't seen it.
In the next couple of months, I reckon probably by the 1st of April, we will give you an official date. You're now looking for the pictures, aren't you? No. To prove a point. By the 1st of April, we will have merch. And with the Patreon, you get a discount that I can't remember what I said it to. What is the discount?
Was it 10%?
10%. It might be 10%.
Maybe 5%.
No, it's 10%. So you get 10% off this, off the merch.
Mm-hmm.
The specials, which will be coming,
Mm-hmm.
although we, again, not done any admin for that because we've been off for 3 weeks. I feel like the next week we're going to have to really pull our things out.
Oh, I meant to start this podcast with something I've completely forgotten. Just congratulations to Ruben Diaz.
Oh, yeah, with my jammer.
I mean, his football's going downhill, but everything else outside of his life is seemingly on the up. So, well done.
Can I just end it? I'm going to literally end this podcast as I say this. It's not my type.